pricing. Is it going to be affected by tariffs? Do you know yet? How are these tariffs going to affect pricing? Do you know how tariffs are going to affect pricing? How will tariffs affect pricing on new cars? What will tariffs do to pricing, to your knowledge, as of right now?
So, as of right now,
hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy, and today we are going to get to the bottom of this whole tariff pricing situation. We're going to find out what exactly is going to happen to new car prices with these new tariffs. If you don't already know, back in 2019, the average brand new car was priced at under $37,000. Today in 2025, just 6 years later, the average brand new car is over $48,000. That is a massive price increase. So if these tariffs do in fact increase the prices on new vehicles, this is not only going to be bad for consumers, but also bad for the general car market here in the US because it's already extremely unaffordable. Now you might be wondering where we're going to get this pricing information from. Well, some automakers have already released official statements on what they are going to do, and they've already let their dealerships know. And so that's exactly what we're going to do, is we're going to go to a bunch of different dealerships that represent a bunch of different car brands. This is obviously not official statements from the manufacturers, but this is exactly what you are going to do as a consumer to find out the new pricing on a car. Because when you go and buy a car, you don't call the CEO of an automaker unless you're some big deal. No, you just go into a dealership, you work with a salesperson, and you get your pricing from the salesperson. So let's go see what the salespeople have to say about tariff pricing. Well, we're at our first location, and so the first group of interviews is going to be with the American brands. We'll see what's happening there. Then we'll hop over and talk to some individuals that sell foreign cars, and then we'll also look at luxury as well. Start things off at a GMC/Cadillac dealership. We've got Alec here, and we're going to ask him 3 simple questions. First question, got Easton over here at the Chevy in Provo. If you're looking for a new Chevy, reach out to him. So first question, we got Ryan over here at the Dodge Ram in Sandy. He's actually a used car manager, so we're going to have a little bit of a different question system with him. Anyways, first question, what is going to happen to prices in post-tariff America?
You know, unfortunately right now, we just don't know.
We haven't heard anything from GM yet specifically. However, all of us are currently suspecting that pricing will continue to go up due to these tariffs.
I haven't heard anything right now. They haven't told us anything, so no news right now.
Has there been a reaction from customers so far at all?
Yes, there has. We've seen an increase in buying, and we've seen an increase in people holding off, but we'll just have to wait and see.
There's been a couple of people who have come in and asked us questions about tariffs, again, specifically asking from the manufacturer if they've confirmed anything with us yet, to which we've said no. However, we are seeing people come in and trying to get pre-tariff pricing on all the vehicles before, again, like I said, we suspect them to go up.
What we've seen so far, our customers are already jumping and buying cars extremely fast.
The final question, do you think this is good or bad or just neutral or whatever?
You know, unfortunately, it's too soon to tell.
You know, I think the whole short-term pain for long-term gain may reign true, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'd say I'm more neutral on the topic.
And since you're a used car manager, do you think that this is going to impact the used car market in terms of pricing? Are they going to go up? Are they going to go down? Or what's going to happen there, you think?
Every single time when the market fluctuates and people are buying cars, prices seem to go up. Summer times, prices go up, so we're going to see probably a price jump going up.
Boom! Thank you. Thank you for your time. If you guys need a new GMC or Cadillac, Alec here, Provo, GMC, Cadillac. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Again, if you're looking for a Chevy, call Easton. Thank you. Well, everyone else is at work today, and Ford salespeople are apparently... Why are you taking the day off? What's with this about?
I'm not really worried with the tariffs. Ford employs a crap ton of people in the United States every year, and about 80% of our vehicles that we sell in the U.S. are built in the U.S. and assembled, except for like 3 models, which could easily be transferred into the U.S. So I'm not stressing. Sold through COVID, which isn't going to be any harder.
What about customers? Have they said anything so far?
I definitely had some customers ask about it, but it's pretty easy to put them to ease when it's an American company. You know, our products are here. If they had tariffs against the steel and everything like that, 95% of Ford's steel is US sourced, and even if it wasn't, it would affect it by like $600, which on an $85,000 Lariat, that's not that much.
Finally, do you think this is good, bad, neutral, don't really care?
I think it could be bad, but I'm kind of just neutral on it. I think a lot of people are overreacting, which is what us Americans tend to do anyways. We overreact, but ultimately we unite and make it through everything.
Yeah, this is like Wayne's World with all the logos and everything. Buy from John Jenks if you're buying a Ford, right?
Exactly, Fords.
Thank you. So when it comes to the American brands, I think the conclusion that we can come to is that it looks like pricing isn't really going to change all that much. It might go up a little bit, but things are probably going to be pretty much the same as what we've seen over the last year or so. I think this has been really good information so far, so let's go and interview some folks at some foreign brand dealers, again, non-luxury, and see what's happening there. We've got Cyrus over here at Volkswagen in Orem. We've got Jordan over here at Mazda in Orem. We've got Steven over here at Orem Toyota to tell us everything that we need to know about Toyota. Have you heard anything in terms of what's going to change with pricing with all these tariffs?
Not from Volkswagen, no. We do not know yet.
Mazda honestly hasn't told us yet. I'm no insider at all, but I imagine pricing will probably be going up just a little bit.
Not quite yet. I think the general feel is that they're going to go up, but we don't know by how much or when exactly. So we're just kind of planning on it raising in general.
And then in terms of customers, has there been any sort of reaction? Have people been coming in and buying or holding off or anything like that?
We've had a small influx of people coming in, trying to purchase vehicles before the tariffs kick in. But yeah, we haven't seen it affect us the bad way yet, but we've been getting our lead count going up. We've been getting a lot of people just coming in to check out some vehicles, but so far, yeah, we're getting people coming in.
Absolutely. We've seen a ton of people, a huge influx of people buying cars to get their pre-tariff deals. Just buying cars now so they don't have to pay more later.
Definitely. We had a surprisingly busy weekend this last weekend of the month in March, because a lot of people, I think the common theme was people coming in and just wanting to buy cars, get stuff early before tariffs. I think that was the thing we kept hearing, was a lot about tariffs, and nobody really knew what about them. We just knew that they were coming and people wanted to kind of catch some deals before things change.
Last question, do you think this whole tariff situation is going to be good, bad, neutral, don't really know?
It's a tough one. I think in the long run it won't be great, but like right now, like when we had an influx of people coming in, but I honestly couldn't tell you. A lot of things could change by then. There will be a lot of variables. Yeah, I couldn't say, but I'm not holding my breath for it to get better.
Honestly, neutral right now. I guess we'll see what the auto manufacturers are doing and what the market ends up doing here in the near future.
I think in the interim it could be some pretty big growing pains depending on what brand you're going for and where you're shopping and where those cars are coming from. But I do think in the long run it's probably going to be something that helps our economy overall.
Thank you so much, Cyrus. Have a nice one. And if you need I can't talk today. If you need a Volkswagen, go and reach out to him. Thank you. Sounds good. Thank you. Have a nice one. Well. Jordan, if you need a Mazda. Good thing a lot of Toyotas are built in the US, right? Thank you, Steven. Yep. Now with the foreign non-luxury brands, I think it's pretty interesting with the whole pricing situation where it's probably going to go up, but not by a massive amount. Again, they're going to most likely distribute the pricing across their lineup, which is possible because although these brands are foreign brands, they do build quite a few cars in the US market. Again, it's going to vary brand to brand, but that's definitely going to help out. And something to understand is these are not luxury cars, and so they're only worth so much to the consumer. And so we're not going to see a situation where a Toyota Corolla is going for $70,000, right? It's still a Corolla at the end of the day. People still see it as an affordable subcompact car. So if it is no longer affordable, then people just won't buy them. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see too much craziness with the pricing there. Well, now that we've covered American and foreign, it's time to check out luxury because, well, a lot of luxury cars are actually imported into the US. So tariffs, they might have a pretty big impact. Got Landon over here at Audi in Salt Lake. We've got Brian over here at BMW of Murray. We've got Bradley over here at Land Rover of Lehigh. Over here at Porsche Salt Lake, we've got Matt Hendry. How will tariffs affect pricing on new cars?
It's hard to say right now, but Audi released that there's going to be a 25% tariff increase. However, we just don't know how it's truly going to affect our customers. It could be anywhere between $1,500 increase up to $15,000. Again, right now, we're just unsure.
So as of right now, BMW's in a pretty good spot because our SUVs all come out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. So anything X3 all the way up to the XM come out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. So those won't be as affected. There probably will be a little bit because there are part tariffs, but for the most part, those should be left alone. You might see a small increase in those. Stuff coming out of Germany, that's where we don't know. Everything's been price protected, for at least from my understanding, has been price protected on anything through April, so that anything that's built through April is going to be price protected, and then they're going to figure it out after that. We do know stuff coming out of Mexico, so the 2 Series and the 3 Series is going to have like a 4% or something like that. It's a small increase, like the M2 is going up like $2,000. So it's not like it's the end of the world for stuff like that. So things out of Germany, we'll see. I'm not really worried about stuff that comes out of Spartanburg or out of Mexico.
We're not 100% positive of anything yet.
Well, the manufacturer hasn't said anything one way or the other what is going to happen. A lot of it's reading between the lines as far as when does the tariff take effect. Is that when the car shows up off of our vessels? Our cars all come from Germany to San Francisco. They're pre-assembled. There's no assembly that'll happen in the United States. So do tariffs, are they enacted when the car hits the ground in San Francisco, or are they enacted before the car leaves Germany? So our OEM, which would be Porsche Cars North America, has not relayed anything, but we hope to know more soon.
What has been the customer reaction so far to the whole tariff situation?
So for right now, we only have the information based on our current programs. So there was a lot of customers that purchased because they were fearful that their prices were going to go up, other things were going to change, certain models weren't going to be released. Because we're in a new month, April 2nd is when they're supposed to release the tariffs, or at least an announcement of how that will affect us. So we'll see how the sales go this next month.
A lot of people panicked. I had a gentleman who ordered a $100,000 M4 and he was freaking out for a while, seeing if his car was going to go up 25%, but his is already in production, so he's okay. But a lot of people are asking, well, what are you guys going to do? And I'm just like, I don't know.
Not many have said much about it yet.
Well, there is, again, mentioning that our cars are completely assembled outside the United States. We will be acutely hurt by 25% total vehicle pricing. That's the way that I understand it. That's the way that it's been described to me. So there is some uncertainty, and we are a little worried that 25% of, a $25,000 car is one thing, but some of our cars can breach $300,000, and that's another $100,000 to price.
Do you think this is good, bad, neutral? Don't really know at this point?
We don't really know at this point. We don't know how it's going to affect us, customer base, sales based. But hopefully it's for the better. Always try and be positive in these situations. But we truly don't know until it actually happens.
Short term, not good. I don't know how prices going up helps really anybody, but we'll see what what the administration wants to do and what kind of negotiating they want to do. BMW seems to be in a good spot as far as being able to produce things in the United States, so that's good. But stuff coming out of Germany, who knows? Industry-wide, who knows? I could see it being kind of rough for at least probably through the summer, I would think, but we'll see.
We have no clue how it's going to work out.
Well, I can't imagine. Everything harkens back to the pandemic era where things were so expensive, and specifically in the Porsche world, we are just now being able to peel off. We never did the adjustment to markets on new cars, but because everybody else did, that drove pre-owned vehicle prices up so high, and we're just now starting to recover from that. So it leads us to believe that if it were to go down this path over the next year, 18 months, 24 months, it would not be good for the consumer.
Thank you. If you're looking for an Audi, ask for Landon.
Happy to help you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll see you. Cool. Thank you so much. You have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. Again, if you're looking for a Porsche, Matt Hendry.
Thank you very much, guys.
Well, it looks like the luxury car is going to be impacted the most by these tariffs because a lot of them are not only not built with U.S. parts, but they're also just built outside of the U.S. And it makes sense, right? quality control is really important for cars that are, you know, 100, 200, 300,000 plus dollars. And so automakers aren't going to just trust that build these cars, aren't going to trust just anyone to build them. And so, yeah, the price increases with these could definitely be the biggest. Conclusions. First off, uncertainty, right? Because truth be told, none of us actually know the outcome of these tariffs, right? You can look at what's happened historically and you can kind of try to draw some conclusions based off of that. But until it happens, it hasn't happened yet. The next thing is the assumption that prices are going to go up, right? Across the board, everyone pretty much said that, yeah, prices are probably going to go up because of these tariffs. But how much those prices go up, well, is going to be determined by kind of like the segment and the manufacturer. It looks like with the American automakers, well, because a lot of cars are produced in the US, because a lot of car parts are produced in the US already, prices probably aren't going to be impacted all that much. And then with the non-luxury, well, a lot of those automakers, even though they're not US companies, they're producing a lot of cars in the US. So again, pricing is going to probably be relatively stable. It'll still go up, but not by a crazy amount. Now, where pricing looks like it's going to go up by a large amount is the luxury, and more specifically the foreign luxury cars, right? Because a lot of these cars are not only built overseas, but they're built with parts that are also built overseas. So like everything's imported. And so we're probably going to see the biggest price increases on these vehicles. And because these are luxury cars, the tariffs are going to be just absolutely enormous. I mean, if you take a $100, $200, $300, $400,000 car and tack on a 25% tariff, that's a huge price increase. Now, that being said, unlike the non-luxury car buyers, luxury car buyers will be upset by the tariffs, but these folks have enough money that they'll still be able to pay the prices. And so again, time will tell in terms of the long-term effects of these tariffs, but it looks like for regular cars that all of us are going to buy, things are going to change a little bit, but not by that much. But cars for the rich, well, they're probably about to have to be a lot richer to buy these cars in the near future. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I'll see you.